Highest ever chase in an ODI, debut 100 for Abdullah Shafiq. This, my friends, is the Pakistan way. Welcome to the shiny side review of Pakistan's win over Sri Lanka. There's jubilation, there's elation, but I think above all, there's a bit of relief. And with us we have today Umair Qazi once again, the man behind Hulk Love Guy and well pitched. Umair, how are you feeling?
Yeah, win. What a win. Dil khush kar diya, boys. Yeah, I cannot tell you the joy that I have right now. It was just unbelievable. It was amazing to watch this chase. It's the highest ever chase in a World Cup match, and for Pakistan as well, and and Abdullah Shafiq was just amazing. Hitting his century on World Cup debut, first Pakistani batsman to do that.
Yeah.
And Rizwan, yeah, uske bare mein kya bolenge? He was just phenomenal.
I think it's probably a good time to get straight into a 33-second summary, right? So go for it. Summarize the game in 33 seconds.
So Sri Lanka put on 345, 344, setting Pakistan the target. It was quite steep. Honestly, I don't think we bowled badly. Mendes just took the game away from us. He was the key difference in Sri Lanka's innings. Sri Lanka's innings were two parts. While Mendes was batting and after Mendes was batting. 345 was always going to be steep. I thought if Babar Rizwan play 30, 35 overs, we would chase it. I lost all the confidence when Babar got out. I thought we would not be able to do this. After the 20th over, I started feeling a bit more confident. And I think Abdullah Shafiq and Rizwan just timed the chase perfect.
Good stuff. 37 seconds. That was impressive. So, yeah, I mean, look, I think there's a lot of thoughts coming, right? Like this could go on for a while. But the thing is, it's one of those things where, I've been hearing stuff like, Ji, Pakistan, to Shaheen and Babar ki team hai, two players hain, koi chalta hi nahi hai, blah, blah, blah. But the fact that Hassan Ali was the one who got the wickets, the fact that Rizwan, Abdullah Shafiq was the one who scored the runs, and then South Shakil again did what he does. I think that's even more reassuring for us in terms of the tournament.
Absolutely. I think the biggest confidence booster out of this win is the fact that Pakistan chased 345 without a contribution from the king, Babar Azam.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is the best part about it.
Yeah. So I guess if you're going back to the toss quickly, right? Sri Lanka decided to possibly rightly bat first. I wouldn't say they made a wrong call there. But they, I guess the big call this morning, which we were all surprised to see, was Abdullah Shafiq coming in for Fakhr, which obviously proved to be critical.
Yes, it was a right call. I actually thought Abdullah Shafiq should have played the first game as well against Netherlands, but I think they wanted Fakhr to get back in touch.
That's what we said on the preview, right? We expected Abdullah to start.
Yes.
So it was a surprise that Fakhr came back in.
Yes. So, with another failure of Fakhr, it was... I was pretty sure Abdullah Shafiq would play today. And now I think against India, they may want Fakhr in and they might just make Imam sit. Don't know. Let's see what happens. But yeah, what a call and what a debut game. I mean, for Abdullah Shafiq, just amazing.
I mean,
he was brilliant.
I think the place to start is our batting, right? Because this game was all about that, and especially Abdullah Shafiq and Rizwan's innings and their partnership. It was like you said, they timed it to perfection. They were in control against pretty much everyone at all times, and they timed it perfectly. They didn't take any more risk than they needed to at any point in time. And by the end of it, I mean, they were so, to be honest, if you were watching as a neutral, you probably were believing much earlier. We were just nervous because, again, right, there's a bias coming in and there's a lot of baggage. There's a lot of baggage we have, right? But otherwise, I feel like halfway to the chase, they were looking like super comfortable and very much on top.
Yeah, it was a very risk-free chase. They batted sensibly. They took their time. They kept taking the singles and doubles, attacked when it was required, and it was really no risk taken. Yeah. It was so smooth and professional, very un-Pakistan-like. And, I mean, everyone talks about the first 10 overs and Pakistan batsmen. No one has hit a six in the first 10 overs for Pakistan. I'll quote Wasim Akram here. He said, it doesn't matter. End result is what matters. And look, Pakistan is not that smash-bang team like England who will come out all guns blazing, or even the other teams who do that. Rohit Sharma comes out all guns blazing. Pakistan does it very differently. They play old school cricket. They start off slowly and then they just time it perfectly. When it goes right, it goes right. We've seen this 350 chase against Australia in Pindi last year.
And we spoke about this, right?
Before.
We spoke about this, that this is probably the best chasing team we've had for a while. In the last month, you maybe can't say about the bowling anymore, but it's definitely the best chasing side we've had this lot. And now with Abdullah Shafiq coming in, and Rizwan in better form than he's ever been. It's perhaps even better now.
True. And, I think Sri Lanka made the right call. Even if Pakistan won the toss, they probably would have batted first. I don't think any team would choose to chase in these World Cup games. But seeing these pitches and seeing the bowling the teams have, I don't see any team being able to defend 350. Amongst the top six, when they're playing amongst each other, besides maybe India, I don't think any bowling can defend a total like this.
And even this ended up being maybe the closest game of the tournament. Can we call it that? Because there was still some jeopardy with 15 overs to go. It may be the only game,
there
right?
There was. You're right. It was still run a ball, but even the last 10 overs was more than run a ball. The last 3 overs we needed 20, I think. So it was run a ball in the last 10 overs.
Because all the other games are pretty much locked by 10 overs to go, 15 overs to go, easily.
That's true. Yeah, this was the closest one. True.
Yeah, and well, I guess, and also I think was really crucial here was also South's 31, because I think when Asad Shafiq got out, Abdullah Shafiq, we still had about 135 to get. I think the score was about 208 or something, and he played a very critical knock where he scored 50. There was a 90-run partnership between him and Rizwan. So any sniff Sri Lanka was getting of possibly going through the batting lineup, I think he completely took it all away, riskless, chanceless, just doing what he does best.
Yeah. South scored 31.
Yeah. 31 or 30, and I think the partnership became about like 95 or something like that. I think Rizwan scored a lot of the runs at that time.
Yes. So Rizwan took on the responsibility after Abdullah Shafiq got out.
In terms of any thoughts on Sri Lanka's bowling? What could they have done differently?
Look, honestly, as I said, these pitches are such. I don't think any team, leave alone Sri Lanka, no one could have done anything differently. And I just want to go back to Pakistan bowling as well. So, as I said, the Sri Lanka innings had 2 parts to it. When Mendes was batting and after Mendes got out. People were talking about how bad Pakistan is bowling. People were talking about, how well Pakistan bowled in the last 15 overs. I don't think Pakistan bowled badly. I don't think Pakistan bowled drastically better either. Pakistan bowled just the way it did consistently throughout those 50 overs. Mendes just played a whirlwind, unbelievable knock. He was unstoppable. He was hitting good balls out of the park. Yes, we dropped him twice. Shaheen's was a difficult one. Imam's was a dolly. When you drop a player, you pay for it. And Mendes made sure that we paid for it. But it wasn't bad bowling. It was just unbelievable batting.
And if I had told you a week ago that 2 games in, our highest wicket taker would be Hassan Ali.
You know what I said? You remember what I said when I picked Hassan Ali and you picked Mohammad Wasim Jr. in the preview? I said Hassan Ali on song, in form, will be great for Pakistan. And he's the one picking the wicket. He got the breakthrough in the first game. He got the breakthrough in this game. He took 4 wickets today. Fine, he went for runs. Everyone did. But Hassan Ali on song is a great asset for Pakistan.
Speaking of on song, I think what is a bit of a cause for, obviously, so we've had a good game, we had a good win. There is a lot of stuff that needs to be solved, right, going forward. But a question, I guess, I have 2 questions. Firstly, Shaheen with his injured finger, supposedly. I mean, to be honest, I was thinking, should he have even played, given how bad it is and how we have a big game coming up? And I mean, it's still 4 days away, sure, but if it's actually bruised that badly, like Ramiz Avakar was saying on commentary, I'm not sure how fast he can come back to being 100%.
Look, this happened at the T20 World Cup as well. Shaheen, I think, was not 100%. He got into it by the 3rd or 4th game. He got into his rhythm. You can't make Shaheen sit. You're not going to play Mohammad Wasim Jr. over Shaheen. I think Shaheen will play. It's fine if his rhythm isn't there. It may come back. Look, every team has questions to answer. Nothing is perfect. Pakistan is getting there. I think we have a decent bowling attack, but the pitches are such that you will get hit for runs. He's not finding the initial swing that he does.
I mean, to be honest, barely anyone is, right?
Like, I mean, Mitchell Stark, Bolt isn't getting any. Mitchell Stark swung it for 2 overs. It's going to be like that. So, and some bowlers, if they don't get swing, they are not effective. Mohammad Wasim is not the solution. Shaheen will.
I guess it's not. I guess
he's a tough boy. He'll keep playing.
The backup is a bit of a drop. So I guess we don't go down that route. Okay, good stuff. So I guess before we move on from this game, very quickly pull out Pakistan's fixtures to see what's coming up next. And I know we all know what's coming up next, but
we all know what's coming next.
So India on Saturday in Ahmedabad at the Narendra Modi Stadium, followed by Australia and Bengaluru, and then Afghanistan and South Africa and Chennai. So
I think let's worry about Australia and everyone later. India. So, okay, before we move on to India. So Sri Lanka has never beaten Pakistan in a World Cup match.
Yeah. 8-0 now.
Another interesting fact is that Shanaka as captain had never lost an ODI to Pakistan before today. So
Right.
something had to give today. Either Shanaka was going to lose his first game as captain to Pakistan, or
Sri
Pakistan
Lanka would beat
was going
Pakistan,
to
and yeah, yeah.
exactly right. So the right stat remains. We are 8-0 now. And now, will we break the jinx on Saturday? It's a big question. India is the strongest team. We're playing at their home ground. It's going to be very, very tough. It's going to be a very tough game. The good thing is we're going into it with 2 wins,
Yeah.
so it's not as crucial
Yeah. It's not a
us
high
as it might
pressure
have
or
been had we
must
lost
win
today.
game that way from the tournament point of view, because we have 2 games
Yes,
under the belt.
exactly. And had we lost today, there may have been a bit more pressure. But going in with 2 confident wins, India would be coming in with 2 wins as well after their game tomorrow. It's going to be good. Hopefully, we get a good game. That's what I hope for. And hopefully, we'll break the jinx and we won't see another 8-0. We'll see a 7-1.
And I'm going to go a step ahead of India, right? But I think there's a game, South Africa, Australia, in a couple of days, which is probably very key
Yeah.
for Australia, especially, right? But I think given we play Australia after the way I see it, purely from a World Cup point of view, I feel like if we can walk away from India and Australia with 1 win out of 2, we're probably in a pretty good, looking really good in terms of semi-finals spot.
Yeah,
That's how I
true.
see it.
Absolutely. And I think that Australia-South Africa game is very crucial for Australia more than South Africa.
For sure. Okay, good stuff. Before I move on to the next thing, so I guess we haven't talked about something else which happened yesterday. There's, I think, Zainab Abbas, who we all know as Pakistan's face in broadcasting, has been in the news. And I'll quickly summarize what's out there, because there's a lot of information flying around. But what we do know is that someone in India, a lawyer, has filed an FIR of sorts against her for some tweets she allegedly made in 2014. Basically derogatory tweets towards India and their culture, etc., etc. Now, I have seen the alleged tweets. I don't know whether she made them or not. Having said that, if those tweets are true, then they were. I mean, I can't say that stuff on the show. It's not nice. It's not a good look at all. So I'm not surprised there's been a bit of a reaction. Apparently, she is not in the country anymore. Whether some news says she was deported, others say she left on her own. Well, we're not sure what's happened. No one's made a statement. PCB, BCCI, ICC, Zainab, no one's made a statement yet. What we do, I guess it seems like, assuming she did make those tweets, I guess her World Cup is over. I would expect there to be an apology of some kind soon, but I don't think it should be anything more than that, because, I mean, Ollie Robinson example, if you probably remember, right? He played a test match for England, got the man of the match, I think, and then some tweets, some very racist tweets came out from 10 odd years ago. He missed the next game for this. There was an investigation, and then he's back in the side since then, right? So, I mean, I think we all have said stupid stuff when we were young and all of that stuff. Having said that, I understand there can be a reaction. So, what's your thought on that, Qazi?
Okay, so a few facts that I know. So I've seen those tweets that Zainab has been accused of making. I'm aware that the lawyer filed a suit against her in the court. Those tweets are very offensive. She has not publicly accepted anything yet, so we don't know whether she's made them or not, or denied. She hasn't accepted or denied, so we have no idea. But I guess statement will come soon. And look, she was at the World Cup as an ICC employee, not as a PCB employee. She was employed by ICC, under contract with the ICC, there as a presenter. So if anyone needs to make a statement, it's ICC and or Zainab herself, which they probably will. She left India yesterday. She came to Dubai. She flew out from Dubai to Lahore last night. She's back in Lahore now. And I guess in a couple of days, we will find out. But look, you gave Ollie Robinson's example. You remember Dean Jones calling Hashim Amla a terrorist on live TV?
Yes.
So that also happened, and there was some backlash, but Dean Jones came back and continued commentating. He was at the PSL as well, coaching Islamabad United and so on. So look, it's probably the right thing that she left India. If there was a case, I don't know, people are talking about death threats. It's fine for security reasons. I don't think she was deported, but she was probably advised to leave, and she did the right thing by leaving. She will not be seen back at the World Cup. She will probably never be seen in anything involving India. With the ICC, I don't know what the future holds, but let's see whether she's actually done it or not, right? The ironic thing is her handle at that time was Zainab loves SRK. If you love SRK, why are you dissing India? I mean, it's funny, but it's very ironic. But anyway, so look, it was 10 years ago, but the sad truth of today is that if you are a public figure, anything you have said anywhere, whether that was 10 years ago or 20 years ago, or however far back, if these things come out, you are held accountable. We've seen it with a number of things in this world when there's so many things that happen, which I don't want to talk about, but
Not held against
things
you in a
come
court
out
of
that
law,
this
but
happened
it's held.
15 years ago.
I'm saying it's not
Yeah.
held against you in a court of law, but it's held against you in the court of public, which is a bigger thing these days.
Exactly.
So, okay, good stuff. I guess we'll wait and see, and hopefully that settle down soon. I think moving on quickly before we move on to tomorrow's game, there was another game that happened this morning, and I think as far as England is concerned,
Was there? Well, the euphoria of Pakistan, we have forgotten everything else.
Yeah, exactly. So another game happened today, and I guess it seems a bit like England has gone back to normal service. They would say. I think they were playing Bangladesh. They batted first, scored a massive, what was it, 364. Milan scored 140 or 107, smashing innings. Bairstow also had 82 of 68, so they got off to a great start. And yeah, I guess there was no coming back. Topley did really well. He got 4 wickets. If you remember, I had actually had Topley in my initial 11, and I was really pushing for him to be in there because I thought he brings a whole different angle to the side, but they didn't go for him. So they left Moeen out and got Topley in this time around.
Which is exactly what you'd been saying. You need to leave out Moeen and bring Topley in, and I was like, they need another spinner. But
there was one concern I had though, Umair, because with no Stokes there, other than Milan, they had no left-handers in the middle order, right? So I figured a Shakib and Co would really tie them down, but Milan batted all the way till maybe the 25th over or something. So that never really became an issue. Otherwise, that's why I thought with Moeen, because that last time they also promoted Moeen for that reason. But anyway, I guess so. Well done to England. Bangladesh again. I guess they lost eventually a 99-run loss for them.
Do you have the match scorecard handy? I just want to know, what was England's score at the 40th over?
I'm not sure in the 40th over. I have a summary in front of me, so yeah. But it feels like they were probably on target to be a bigger score than what they actually got.
Yeah, you're right. And look, I think sorry, I'm just putting it up. I'm trying to figure it out. So 39.4 is when Josh Butler got out. 39.4. Josh Butler got out. They were 296 for 3. Okay. Now 296 for 3, 39.4 overs. You've got 10
run a ball from there, basically.
Made 67 England have a problem. Yeah. England have a problem. I mean, fine. Big win today. Milan did great. Root batted well. Getting to 364 only for this England team is not good. I feel it's not. They should have crossed 400 for sure. They were on course for it. And look, even 300 would have been enough. But for Bangladesh, it's not about that. It's the fact that they could not finish.
Yeah, they were like 9 down eventually, right? So they were actually struggling to kind of not get bowled out. So yeah, but I think given the kind of first game they had, they would totally take this and then I guess see how things progress for them.
No, I feel they're going to struggle against the bigger team.
Yeah, let's see. I think so. Yeah, I think speaking of which, their next game is Afghanistan at Delhi, which is a pretty flat track. You would expect them to take that on. Afghanistan has the batting pedigree in the 50-over cricket, but then there's South Africa, Sri Lanka, India, Australia. Wow, that's quite a sequence. So after Afghanistan, South Africa, Sri Lanka, India, Australia, Netherlands, Pakistan. So it feels like they would really want that Afghanistan win under their belt, and then perhaps South Africa, England should be a good contest.
Yeah, it should be. We'll talk about it later, but
there's a lot of time for that. Okay, so I guess
you know my thoughts on England.
Yes. Moving on a little bit more, there's one final thing on the list, which is tomorrow's game. India and our friendly neighbors Afghanistan in action tomorrow. It says Hyderabad. It's not Hyderabad. I believe
it's Delhi. It's in Delhi.
It's also Delhi.
It's Delhi, where South Africa scored that 428. Yeah, if India bats first, we might see a similar score.
Yeah, so we have the likely 11 up for India. Not expecting any change as such because, again, they're coming off a big win against Australia, and there's no reason for them to change anything. Unfortunately, it looks like Shubman Gill could be out for a while, right? Because we were discussing this earlier today, right? But you may recover from dengue, but the after effects and the weakness really stays with you for a while. But
it takes a while. Dengue recovery takes a while. Dengue might go away. To regain full fitness and to play a full 50-over game, to have the fitness for that, it's not easy. And I read today he was hospitalized, so he might not be fully recovered either.
I mean, I don't see him playing against Pakistan at all. Life. Yeah, I don't see him playing against Pakistan at all, and maybe not for another few days also.
Yeah.
So before we go on,
Faris, you had the Indian 11 up. You had Shardul there. Ashwin played the previous game for India.
Sorry, yeah. So there's one change I had. I'll just sorry, 1 second. I'll just put that up again. I forgot to mention that, but that's one change I'm expecting, given that they're playing Afghanistan. And I think Ashwin was a very Chennai, Australia pick. I feel like Ashwin left out and Shardul Thakur will probably come in.
Yeah, likely. They'll probably play a third pacer.
And
makes sense.
They like to have the all-rounder.
This is the team they were playing before. Yeah.
So Shardul probably comes in.
Yeah.
Now, before I go on to the quiz question, so do you know what? This morning I made the quiz question for today, and the question was the highest. The question was Ireland chased 334 against England in 2011. How many times has the highest score been chased? And because of the game we've had, I had to change the question because everyone knows the answer now, right? So that was the highest score until today, and the answer would have been 0. But I have to change my question now. But looks, I feel like maybe in some ways I jinxed that up, the record up. But the question for the day.
So do you know? Wait. Before you go to the question, so do you know what was Pakistan's highest chase before today in a World Cup match?
262, New Zealand 92. I think I read that somewhere.
92 semi-final. Can you believe that?
So the last
since
time
1992. Forget about winning a World Cup since 92. We haven't chased anything above 260. I mean,
crazy.
come on.
The last time we did that, Imran Khan was captain. Wow, that's crazy.
Unbelievable. 92 maybe aisa hua tha.
92 maybe But sorry, this. Yeah, and the quiz question that's coming up now, which had to be hastily arranged, is on your screen. In 2015, England's World Cup campaign ended with a loss to Bangladesh. How many of the 11 from that day featured in today's game? Any guesses?
Oh man, in 2015, how many of that day? Okay, now I'm just gonna go through their 11.
Sure.
Bairstow, Malan, Root. Okay, let's say Bairstow, yes. Malan, no. Root, yes. Butler, yes. Brook, no. Livingston, no. Any of the bowlers? Sam Curran, Wood, Dockley. Who came at 5 for England? Brook. So
it was Brook, Butler, Brook, Livingston. Then it was Curran, Topley, Wood, and Vokes.
Oh man, 4.
The answer is 3 actually.
Oh, you didn't have 3. Your choices didn't have 3.
Sorry, I didn't.
That's why I picked 4. I was gonna say 3. And there's no 3,
okay. I give that to you. So I actually, you know what? When I made this question, I had put Moeen's name down. Then I realized Moeen was actually not playing today. So Moeen was also playing in that side that day, which is why I changed it last minute.
Although it was Root, Butler, Vokes, in my mind I was thinking Root, Butler, and Bairstow. I thought none of the bowlers had played.
I think Bairstow wasn't there, but Vokes was there, and I was very surprised to see how many of the guys who became the part of modern England were still there in 2015. But
look, Morgan was there in 2015, and I think Morgan was captain, right?
He became captain like a month before the World Cup. They fired.
Right? So exactly. Captain. So Morgan was there, Butler was there, Root was there. A lot of these guys were there, and more of them were there in the 2019. It was the same team. Yeah. They just changed the way they played.
Flicked the switch.
Yeah.
But good stuff, Umair. Once again, thank you for being on the show. It was a pleasure having you here, and on what it's been really satisfying. And I guess, like I said, I think for me the biggest emotion is relief more than anything else after today. So hopefully we'll have you soon again on the pod, and we'll be back tomorrow night again. I think reviewing India, Afghanistan, but much more importantly, previewing the big game the day after, which is South Africa, Australia. So stay tuned.
Thank you for having me, Faris. Thanks a lot.
It was a pleasure, man. Stay tuned to the shiny side.